All right, everybody, first shot of the night. Action.
Welcome filmmakers, fans, and friends to Indie Cinema Showcase. I'm your host, Christina Carmona, and this weekend I am right here at the Central Florida Film Festival. They are celebrating 20 years right here at Epic Theaters of Mount Dora. I'm gonna grab some popcorn, check out some films, and talk to some filmmakers, so come check it out. All right, everybody, I have found the man of the weekend, Brendan Rogers. Brendan, this is the 20th year. How do you feel? How does the wife feel?
Festival weekend, you kind of numb. You don't feel anything. I mean, but it's. It's fun. It's exciting. I mean, there's good energy. There's good vibes. People are having a good time. Knock on whatever wood. Technically, things are going pretty much mostly okay.
Mostly okay. We'll take it. Everybody looks happy. Everybody is
Yep.
so excited. What has this journey been like?
Weird. I mean, the festival was handed off to us, obviously, like we didn't start it. So we've been trying every year to sort of grow it, but also hone it and refine it. We're in a different venue than it was when we inherited it. That's back when it was in Ocoee. So, but it's been like fun and unusual and challenging in like all kinds of crazy ways. So, yeah, it's just rewarding and it's nice. And we're giving like all these filmmakers, a place to like get their voices heard and their projects seen. And so that part of it's always rewarding. As stressful as like the event is, and you just want to put your head through a wall, that part of it's nice.
Right, and what is the plan for the future? I mean, 20, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stop here.
No. No, we're not. I hope we're not going to stop. No, so we're, every year, and I think this is true of all festivals and organizations that do screening series. We do a post-mortem. We see what worked, what didn't work. How can we hone it and refine it, make it better next year, and keep kind of growing it organically. We get feedback from the filmmakers. We get feedback from just the public, whoever comes and, to the festival. And so I think that as far as how we're going to continue, I mean, I'm hoping we stay here. The venue seems to be working out well. I mean, we've been here since 2018 now. And, we're still working on developing more educational programs. We keep like kind of making incremental steps toward a masterclass series with Lake Sumter State College. So hopefully that will get off the ground at some point. It's like a quarterly thing that we do. And we may or may not be sponsoring another indie screening series that with this theater, but at a different location. So I can't really say more than that because this was something that I just was talking to the owners about like maybe a week and a half ago. So it's still kind of in its infancy. But yeah, as far as Cenflo goes, I think a lot of it's dictated by the filmmakers themselves. Like what they send us, how many filmmakers submit, and then you kind of put together the best event that you possibly can.
Well, you guys do a fantastic job. It's
No,
always so nice to come over here and see you and meet all the filmmakers. Where can we find more information about Cenflo if people want to submit or they just want to know when it's happening?
Well, submissions usually open in March. That's on through Film Freeway. Our website is cenflo.us, which is it's this.us. And we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on, I don't know, I think we have a YouTube channel nobody uses. So there's all these things. The social media side's still developing, base is the sort of thing. But no, they can find us there, and we're really direct. Like if they reach out, like a direct message on Facebook or whatever, we'll get back to them pretty quick.
Well, Brendan, congratulations again. I will let you go. I know you're a busy man. We know there's great films here at Central Florida Film Festival, but there's some great trailers too. Let's check it out.
Do you know what the word aloha means?
She was everything to me. Life. Just like that. She's gone.
The story of the Black Hussar takes place in the German town of Trautenfeld, a town on the Russian border. When our story starts, France has invaded Russia and the town is caught in the middle. Our hero, Frederick, is an officer of the Prussian Black Hussars. He comes into town disguised as an army chaplain, and his goal is to start a revolt to free the German people from both French and Russian oppression. And along the way, he has time to romance the town magistrate's daughter.
Dr. Groh and I have, for several years, worked together on smaller projects. And so when we actually started to explore some of the music that was brought here to Tampa, to the Tampa Bay Casino, we found that operetta was one of those large forms. Much of this music had no existing recordings of any of the songs or the pieces involved. And so we thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to do some digging and actually find that and reproduce it, bring it back to life again.
The Black Hussar premiered in Vienna in 1884, and it was very popular, but not nearly as popular as it proved to be when it was adapted for the American stage in New York in 1885. Not only was it more popular than it had been in Vienna, but it actually continued to be extremely popular up until at least the end of the century. So our research question was a simple one. Why was an operetta about German nationalism that celebrates German militarism so extraordinarily popular in the United States?
Hey, can I ask you what you're doing out here?
Panhandling.
Did you eat today? How did this happen? How did this happen to you?
You know what? Take your blanket!
I only have a certain number of limited years left on this planet.
Why?
I don't know. Everything doesn't need a perfect answer, right?
No, Kevin, this definitely deserves an answer.
All right, everybody, just as promised, I have some filmmakers here to talk about their film. First of all, tell us about your film.
Well, our short film is about a character, a young Polynesian dancer, behind the scenes, backstage, and he's struggling through tragedy and trial and struggle. And he finds hope through his friends and his family and Polynesian culture all blended into one to overcome.
That's beautiful. What gave you guys this idea?
Well, Elvis, we've been meeting back and forth for quite a few months, and he had an idea. We were throwing ideas back and forth, and he came up with a script that he wrote previous, right? And we just went from there and just started going along with it, just little by little, just coming up with ideas to fill the movie.
And a lot of it too is from my personal experience. I had been a live stage performer for a lot of the theme parks, and I took those experiences to create this short film, which is based on some of the things that I actually personally went through. It's fictional, mostly.
It's fiction,
Yeah,
mostly.
but a lot of it is drawn from my real life experiences.
That's wonderful, because sometimes the best stories are our own stories, right? So what do you expect people to feel when they see this?
I want people to learn the true meaning of aloha and the Hawaiian culture. And I want to relate to them that we all go through some hard times trying to make our lives better. And it's not just the Polynesian culture that this reaches out to. This reaches out to anyone if they actually look deep into their own personal cultures. But this tackles more on a supportive system, like your family and friends, your culture, and pretty much your life that you live.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations on getting into a film festival. I look forward to watching it. Where can we find more information?
You can find it at fireknifefilms.com. That's fireknifefilms.com.
All right, guys, I have rounded up some more filmmakers. First off, tell us about your film.
We have a film. It's called How to Sleep in the Cold. It was written by Dan Wachs here. It's about a homeless person and kind of a selfish businessman that decides to, or does he decide to help out this homeless person that he finds on the street living alone.
Daniel, what inspired you to write this?
I met a young homeless woman about 10 or 15 years ago and thought about her a whole lot and eventually wrote a script around our interactions together. And as the movie unfolds, it really holds true to life, what really happened. So it's a true story.
That's amazing. And what was your role in the film? And you both acted in it, correct?
We did. I was an actor. I played opposite Dan. I was the Joni, and I also acted as a producer.
Have you been to the Central Florida Film Festival before?
Yeah, I actually was at the very first.
The very first?
Yeah, so this is my 20-year anniversary, and I had a short film play in, I guess it was 2006, right? 2005 I thought it was, but I guess it was 2006. So I come back as many times as they'll have me.
That's amazing. And since you were at the very first one, this is the perfect time to talk about why you keep coming back.
Well, one thing that I actually think is kind of exciting is it started in Osceola, and then it bounced over to like the Winter Garden area, and now it's over here in Mount Dora. So it's kind of covering Central Florida, which makes sense with the name. But it just seems to keep growing. It seems to have a lot of excitement. I get to see old friends. You all show up, and you know it's a nice kind of family home kind of festival.
What's next, though?
For me personally, other than we're doing the Sanford Love Your Shorts Festival with this film, and hopefully some other ones. But for me personally, I have an agent in LA shopping some of my scripts, and I've just been writing.
And where can we find more information about you?
My website, fredzara.com, FREDZARA.
Perfect. What about you?
I post a lot on Facebook and Instagram, and I share a lot of my story on there. So, Franny Titus.
Franny and I are going to do a Hallmark movie together.
Yeah, Lifetime Hallmark.
Yeah, which I obviously left out.
No, he's going to be part of it also.
Well, I feel like I have to be a part of it too now. I'm in here,
Oh,
right?
yeah, join us, please. Yeah.
Where can we find more information about you, Daniel?
Well, I split my life between film and voiceover, as you very well know. So I'm ramping up Dan Wachs Talent, my voiceover agency. We're now including female and male talent. A lot of work on that this year, and just more voiceover gigs. And then maybe the next idea for the next film will pop up. Hasn't yet, but I'm open for it.
Where can we find your information?
Well, one of the ways you could find me is on Dan at voiceoversbydan.com.
Fantastic. Well, you guys are all lovely.
Thank you.
Enjoy the
You
rest
are
of the
too.
festival. Thank you.
Thanks for wearing black.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I have rounded up yet another filmmaker. I'm just getting so good at this now. All right, Ryan, tell us about your film. What's it called?
So my film is called Confessions. It's about a bartender closing up shop, and he's just closing up for the night with his local regulars. He has a deep backstory that his best friend was hit by a drunk driver and killed, and it was a hit and run. He never knew it happened until they were just confessing stuff for the night, you know, because it's late night. They're just talking, and one of his regulars brings up how a few years ago he had a hit and run, and because he was like in a comfortable space, he was like, okay, you know, maybe I can say this stuff to them, and they didn't realize, you know, it ends up being the guy, you know, and it's like the big deep like confession. It's like a big twist.
Nice. And what inspired this story?
Okay, originally when I first thought of the film, bars are just fun, so that's really that's like the real like starter as to why, I'll be honest. But when I got more in like the deeper understanding of like why I wrote it, and like, you know, the character development, why like what's the drive to the actual plot. The community I grew up in, we had a few fatalities to drunk driving, and it's a very, very serious thing that does happen, and I kind of put that in mind when writing, because, you know, growing up in a community that like when I was in high school, like seeing how much like the area around you can change, like when this kind of stuff happens, it's a serious, it's sad, you know. So like the goal in the film was to have like that 180 flip, you know. So like at the beginning, it's all laughs and fun, like the other guy, he's a local drunk, he's just being stupid, you know. It's all laughing and fun, and then the moment he says the right words that just for the bartender connects the dots that, oh my gosh, this is the guy, you know, it has that 180 flip just like it does the communities. Like it could just happen, you never know. So
What was it like writing a part for someone who's committed that kind of crime?
writing the part, well, I have to imagine someone that's not me, so I like to Uber, so don't worry. But I don't know, I'd have to imagine like how hopeless you'd have to be in the moment. Like you're like, oh crap, like, you know, like in the story, like he's not 21 yet, so thinking like maybe his parents were like, they're super strict, they can't find out, or in the story he has a super important job interview the next day. So that's, you know, like in the story wise, that's why he was super panicked and urgent. So in the premise, it was to make it think like for him, because, you know, when it comes to writing, like, you know, like the villains or whatever, the bad guys, you kind of have to give some justification to what their reason is. You know, that's one thing they taught us at UCF.
You have to give perspective,
Exactly.
right? There's a reason, and tapping into that can sometimes, I'm sure, feel like, okay, I'm giving this guy a reason and all of this. So nice. And where can we find more information about you and your film?
Right now, I'm working on my website now, because when I graduate, I'm going to be getting into brand videos for businesses. So the website will most likely just be ryanrizzo.com. But yeah, I also have it on YouTube. If you type in Rizzo Films, there's going to be two that pop up. There's an Irish wedding one, and the other one's with the R logo. So go to that one, not the wedding videographer guy.
All right, not the wedding video, the other one. Got it. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Of course, yeah. Thank you so much. Pleasure.
All right, everyone, I have run into Steven here, and he's going to tell us all about his new documentary. Steven, what's going on?
So I'm very excited to show this film. It's called March of the Black Hussars, Viennese Operetta in America, a documentary on these operettas that are over 100 years old and were once performed in Tampa, and this is the first known recording of these operettas.
Nice. And what inspired this? It's very specific. I like it.
Yes. So 2 University of Tampa professors, one is in history, the other is in musical theater. They came to me because they'd seen some of my documentary work that I'd done before, and they knew they wanted to create a piece where it's a recreation, but it also talks about the history and what it would have been to be attending one of these back in the day.
Wonderful. And now the professors that you did this documentary about, how did they feel about it? Have they seen it?
Yes, we did have a premiere at the Tampa Theater, which was kind of very meta for it being filmed, majority of it in the Tampa Theater. Then we watched it with a nice audience, and they love it. They're very happy with how it turned out.
Now, where can we find more information about your film?
So you can learn more about, I have my own film production company where I primarily do commercial work, but I also really enjoy documentary. So stevennye.com, STEVENNYE.com.
All right, well guys, if you want to check out good documentaries, this is your guy. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, another familiar face. Tell us about your film. First, for them, what's your name?
I'm Tyler Council. I created The Real Idiots. Really, we call it Ep1 comedy. Check it out if you haven't seen it. If you need a laugh, check it out.
And you've got 2 films in Central Florida Film Festival.
Yep. We have 2 films in the comedy block tonight. One is Ancestry.com, and one is called Ball Bib.
What are they about? Can we discuss a little bit about that?
So,
you got a smile, so I'm like wondering where that's gonna go. I might know.
I'm sure you're used to like very deep answers and stuff, but Ancestry is like Ancestry.com, but you're finding family members to hook up with romantically. And then, so you get that. And then Ball Bib is, there was a thing on Shark Tank called the Beard Bib, which basically suction cups to a mirror, and it goes around your neck like a beard for dudes that need to shave their beard and not get all the beard trimmings in the sink and all that and clog up the sink. But this one's called the Ball Bib, so same concept, but it mounts in, your, so there's that.
I love it. Where can we find more information about you and your films?
You can find us on YouTube. The big thing is the YouTube, The Real Idiots. It's REEL Idiots, and it's the same thing on all of the social media, but YouTube, we've got like over 300 videos there. If you want to watch some free, weird comedy, that would be dope. Check us out, support.
All right, Tyler, congratulations. I have to see this film now.
You have to.
I feel like everybody else wants to see it too.
Yeah, well, it depends on the age restrictions. Yeah, don't let grandma watch it and don't let little Johnny watch it, but other than that, watch it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, guys, well, I've just ran into Brandon. Brandon, I didn't get to talk to you about your film, so this is the perfect time.
Yeah.
Tell us about your film.
So our film is Kalele, and it's a film about a man that's early stages of ALS, and he's kind of stacked with the difficult situation of what do I do with this diagnosis at this point of his life. And he ends up getting the spontaneous itch of wanting to hike and summit Mount Kilimanjaro, and his wife is about 3 months pregnant, so she ends up giving him his blessings, and he goes and attempts to summit Mount Kilimanjaro, and then you got to watch the film to see what happens after that and if he does summit.
Oh my, now what inspired this story?
So we actually had 2 members of our crew who unfortunately had family members that passed away from ALS. And at the time of me creating and writing Kalele, I was actually going out to Tanzania to summit Mount Kilimanjaro. So about 50% of the actual footage is of me summiting Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. And for those of you that aren't familiar, Kilimanjaro is actually the tallest freestanding mountain in the world. So we didn't use any oxygen while we were summiting. And yeah, so that's a whole nother story in itself. But whenever I talked with the filmmakers, everyone else that was involved, and trying to come up with, what type of illness should, the father figure be battling with, it only felt true and right, to honor, 2 of the family members that actually had, individuals pass from that. So we wanted to honor them and also honor those that have been affected by ALS.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Congratulations.
so much.
Where can we find more information about you and your film?
Absolutely. So right now we're in the process of creating a website, but we have all of our footage, behind the scene footage, on our Instagram page. It's Vision Quest Pictures on Instagram. And then also, if you ever wanted to look at any of the behind the scene footage that I myself post as well, my Instagram is @BrandonFaulk_. So, and then at some point, you know, after the film festivals, we'll end up posting everything on YouTube. That way everybody will actually be able to see the full, you know, short film itself. So.
Well, thank you so much. Congrats again. Great to chat with you guys. Check it out.
Thank you, guys.
It is always such a great time here at Central Florida Film Festival. A huge thank you to Jen and Brendan for their hospitality. Congrats on 20 years. Here's to 20 more. With that being said, if you guys have anything that you want to showcase on our show, send us an email or follow us on our socials, ICS TV Show on Instagram and ICS TV on Facebook. Well, that's my time here, and as they say in the film industry, that's a wrap. See you next time.